Hey everybody, hope you're having an awesome day. I'm going to do my TTM recap. It's going to be super fast. I think due to I didn't really send any TTMs the last 2 weeks of last year. And then we just got hit with an ice storm down in Dallas. So the mail stopped and things really slowed down. I had 3 days so far, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, today, Saturday, with no actual mail. I had a couple packages show up yesterday and today, but no mail, which is, stinks if you like TTMs, but great if you don't like bills. So that all works out. So I'm going to show you the 3 TTMs I got back this week. I didn't want to clear off my card desk, so you get this guy instead of my cool sticky board. Here we go. First up, I was actually really excited about this one. 26 days, 1 of 1, did not answer question. I was really high on this guy. It's Walt Williams. Walt Williams. You can it's black, so it's kind of hard to see. Walt Williams, man, he had a lot of hype coming out of college. I was excited about that one. This one I thought was super fun too. 28 days, 2 of 2. If I remember right, I sent it to her family, has a photo studio or some kind of a portrait studio or something like that. And that was the address that they have. Makes total sense. I don't know how old she is now, but this is Miss Jordan Barrett, who is pretty young, but she's an Olympian, and I love my Olympic cards. Very cool. And she signed this one to my son and I. Super fun. He was really excited. He gets so excited when famous people send something to him or say something. Sometimes we have our Star Wars cards, and they'll say, "Hey, I'm so glad you got that." And I'll tell him. He's like, "Oh, such and such was so glad that we got it. It's amazing." I don't know. Kids are fun, and he's amazing. So, last one, 119 days, 3 of 3, answered a question. Mr. Terry Yale got a little hockey. So we have hockey, skateboarding, Olympics, and basketball. Still a good mix. Still a very good mix there. I did have one quick addendum to my year-end TTM numbers. Scoots Collectibles, actually just this morning I read a comment from him, and I was like, I just need to go back and figure out some stuff with my spreadsheets. So I spent some time early this morning with my cup of coffee, my tiny little cup of coffee, and did some modifications to my spreadsheet kit, and made it easier. So now easier for me to figure out exactly how many cards I got back and if they answered a question, as opposed to just having it in comments. I gave them their own columns. So let me give you some updates. So since December 22nd, that's really when I got back into it, because Megan TT Hobbies was having a contest, and it was football. It was 1991 football, I think. And I jumped in that, and I was like, man, this is going to be fun. And that's what really got me back in the hobby. So since December 22nd, all the way through today, I have had 2,532 autographed cards come back and 450 answered questions. Now, some of those may be dual questions on the same card, but 450 returns. That's pretty rad. Half of those are baseball, which makes sense because I usually just send out my duplicate cards, although I have been having fun making customs and buying specific cards on ComC for cards I don't have. So I've often talked about how some groups seem to be better at answering questions than others, and I put my new spreadsheet to the test to look at just last year, and I was off a little bit. So I'm going to share that with you. Some of these have a small sample size. Some of these are much larger sample size. As you can imagine, baseball is a much larger sample size because I had half of my send outs and returns last year for baseball. And these only include cards that actually came back. I did not include failures or cards that are still outstanding. Okay, here we go. Actors, small sample size, but 30% of them answered questions. Baseball, 35%, and that's a large sample size. Basketball, 32%, and that's a pretty good sample size too. Football is about the same as far as what I sent out for basketball, also 32%. Golf, 66%. Now, I haven't sent out very many golf cards, but that's really good. I did the early 90s Pro Set golf set. If you are into golfers and into TTMing, that's a great set to send out. Lots of good signers there. But 66% answered questions. I thought that was really good. Hockey, 40%. Now, that's kind of a smaller sample size for me because I really didn't start sending to hockey until, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. But still great to see. And some of those are longer returns because they go back and forth to Canada. Olympic, 47%, and that's a pretty decent group. Racing, 50%. See, I really thought racing was going to be higher than that, and I will say that I've sent out a ton of racing cards. But that's really 50% is pretty good in my opinion. And soccer, which I haven't sent out very many, 56%. So I really thought basketball and football were my lowest, and they pretty much are. I do have actors technically at 30%, but I haven't sent very many of those out. So football and basketball 32%, and I really thought they were like 20-ish%. So that's better than I thought. Baseball at 35%, that's about what I thought. Golf wasn't even on my radar, nor was hockey and Olympic. But racing, I was like, I don't know, I wonder what number I said. 50% sounds good. I would have probably gone with like 60%. Like, they were really good about answering. So anyway, super fun. Some updated nerd numbers, my nerd logic. Yay. That's it. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you had a wonderful week, and I guess I'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all.
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.